Now, you do everything. You do the engraving. Now,
Yeah.
do you have a knife in your pocket, or is it back in the other room over there?
It's a Swiss Army knife. Oh, what? Well, yeah, I've got to find it. Oh,
Hold on, I'll put you on pause.
It's acid engraving. I can show you how you can engrave your anvil in a day's time. Anything you can draw, you can engrave it.
Well, I'm going to take you up on that. You said you could show me. We won't do it tonight, but if that was an offer,
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, I'll get JR and I, or the JR Cook and I, are the only two knife makers that I know that's familiar with this process. Now, we've taught it here one time, but I've only seen one of the makers use it. But it's you know, when you see those old swords from the 1800s, the blades are etched. The same process, and they use you make your own acid. You use copper sulfate, salt, and water, and you make your acid with that. And then you use asphalt and varnish, which you can get at any jewelry supply store.
asphalt and varnish. Okay.
Asphalt and varnish. And you would thin that just a little bit with turpentine. Now, it depends on your art skills. You can get a drafting pencil that's, you can adjust it, and it's like a little pincher thing. And you can dip it down in that acid, and you can sit there and draw that scrolls, and then put it in that acid, and it will etch away. Now this is done with a hammer and chisels.
And you do it. Now look at these pins as well. This is, I'm gonna adjust this just a little bit, if I may, so that the light shows. Yeah, that's, and you do that. And that, just turn that blade for me. Show me how that guard is all
Let's see, even on the front.
Decorated even on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get that in focus. There we go. Very nice. And that goes up over the back, and fantastic work. Tell me what now. I have seen this pattern of your Damascus. I mean, it looks like I'm looking at a cross cut of some.
Yeah, I call it Dog Star.
Dog
Star, which was the main star in the constellation around the hunter. It's a hunting knife, so I thought Dog Star would be the appropriate pattern.
That's beautiful. Now, is that top secret how you do that pattern, or do you?
No, I use a 4-inch grinder. Back around the billet, cut it in there with a 4-inch grinder, forge it shape. You're done.
My experience with knife makers is they can show you how to do anything, and they're not scared you're going to go out and necessarily.
No, and I'll tell you, anything I know how to do, I'll tell you. And the reason is only 10% will actually go do it. And so, because the rest of it was not have the motivation to do it. So of that 10%, that means that guy's really pushing and going out there. So if he's going to be doing that, then he's going to be learning other stuff. And so if I show him, he's going to be able to show me next year. And the other side of that coin is, whatever I tell you this year, I plan on doing a little better next year. So I'll be telling you what's going to be old stuff anyway.
You know who that reminds me of? Now, friend of ours, David Lisch. Now he told me, don't worry about the chickens. He got himself some bunnies.
Yeah.
He got himself some bunnies, so you don't have to worry about it.
He was one of the invited makers to my little private show last year, and I thought he did most excellent. Well, I thought one of the top makers that we've had, and part of it is personality, because they buy the sizzle before they buy the steak, and so it's the same way. If they're buying your knife, they buy you first, then they buy the knife. Only one time, if I had people come up to my house, or excuse me, to my table, didn't know them, didn't ask nothing, just what have you got, and just grabbed everything on the table that was loose. And that's the only time. Most of the time, people want to visit with you a little bit and see if you gel with their personality and that kind of stuff. And,